Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Tud.
And I'm Obert.
And I'd like to be the first to greet you as a probably new billionaire. So you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you said that you would be the first one because I'm also greeting you as a new billionaire.
Oh, man.
But I'm just claiming it second.
I promise that if I win, or when I win $1 billion, I will give each of you guys like $10,000.
That's really generous.
That's really nice, yeah. I quit my job. I'll retire.
I was going to pay Tud $100,000 a year just to drive around New England and the country buying like the best beer they had and mailing it to me.
I mean, you still could do that too. I'm open to it.
Nope, it looks like you're going to have to hire me instead. Oh, darn. The whole East Coast, I got you.
That'd be a sweet job. I would love that job.
Yeah.
Just work for a billionaire, buying beer and giving it to them.
Yeah. I'm down. As long as the billionaire allows me to drink some or get my own beer too at the same time.
Well, that's obviously part of the perk, one of the perks of the job, right?
Right. You have to be like official taste tester.
Well, you tell me you go into a brewery with a billionaire's credit card, and the owner's going to try and sweeten you up somehow.
Right.
True. I can see this. I like this idea. You know what, Albert? You could be my. I'll give you $10,000 plus. I'll give you that job, but you have to drive around like wherever I tell you to drive. It's like Montana; they don't have as much beers as like the Northeast.
No, that's a part of the job. Is you tell the guy, hey, see this beer's coming out. You got to go get it for me, right? Yeah. Or you could just pay me $100,000 a year to come up with ideas like the one I just had. That one was free. That's a free taste.
It'd be great if I just paid you to drive back and forth to Treehouse for me.
There you go.
I've insured Obert will move back to
Montana?
Connecticut.
You probably do it for cheaper with someone closer. But anyways,
yeah, but then he's not the person closer is not Obert.
That also true. True.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get clout with Treehouse though. They already sell as much beer as they could to people. Treehouse people are crazy.
I disagree.
Yeah, they are.
Their website, they're like existing beers, like to go beers on their website. Like, is a few thumb scrolls on your phone now of just like scroll, like doom scrolling on their website through all the different styles of beers they have, where it's almost intimidating because I'm like, I don't know half of these beers. I want to try them all, but when I add all the beers I want, my card is like $300.
It's like, are you sure?
That is now chump change to probably one of the three of us. We haven't figured out yet which of us is the Powerball winner. But we know it's definitely, I'd say there's like a good 90% chance that at least one of the three of us wins it.
Oh, yeah.
Just
There's a
remember,
90% chance it's one of us three and a 97% chance it's me. So,
well, I will say that for anybody who wants to know my villain origin story needs to go over to the Patreon and subscribe over there to understand what I would do if I won $1 billion.
How he would ruin beer if he was a billionaire.
Oh, completely ruined. It'd be done. You guys would all be upset with me, and I wouldn't care because I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah. Chris and I would be drinking wine from now on.
Yeah.
That's how bad the world would become.
Wine Dad Gamer coming at you soon.
Super villain fantasy. But I thought we agreed we were never talking about Treehouse again.
Yeah.
Aren't we done with them?
Well, funny you should ask that because this week
not at all.
This week I have a beer from Treehouse to drink.
Yeah, no, that was a setup.
Okay.
That was a layup, and good job.
Good job, Kobe.
So what's your Treehouse beer, Ted?
So this week I have a beer from Treehouse called Blueberry Brunch.
Gross.
It is an imperial stout made from stout aged on bourbon barrels for 9 to 24 months, and a fresh stout conditioned on top of grade A maple syrup, blueberries, and a purposely selected Ethiopian coffee with chocolate and blueberry forward tasting notes.
That sounds interesting. I'm not going to lie, if this didn't have the reputation of Treehouse behind it, I don't think I would pick this one up off the shelf in my local package.
So story time. So I went to Treehouse on Friday, and I was looking through their beers, and I was like, I could go for getting a stout from Treehouse. And it turns out that on their page, they only had 4 bottles, 2 of which were barley wines, one of which was this beer, and another one was a beer, it was called Cordial, and it was a stout aged on those like cordial like candies, like
I don't know what those are, but
like like the chocolate covered cherries that have like the disgusting like liquid inside of them. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The stout was aged on top of that, and I'm always, and it had wax on it, so it probably would have been fine. It probably was delicious, Treehouse, blah 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 blah. But it was $18, and I was like, I am not paying $18 for a 12-ounce bottle of beer, just because it has some wax on it. So I went with this more reasonably priced one. This one was $10. This is also a 12-ounce bottle of beer, but something to me could justify $10 for this versus $18 for that one. And so I thought about this, and I was like, oh no, this is a perfect beer to bring to this podcast because Treehouse and maple syrup beers just seem to go together.
They do have a pretty historic mark on Untappd as being the highest rated beer on Untappd that hasn't been released in 10 years.
Right, with Good Morning.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this is like something like that, even though I've never had Good Morning. I'm just hoping that I've maybe struck lightning in a barrel. And if so, I don't live that far, so I could always go pick up some more. All right, so poured the beer in my Treehouse glass that you spend an extra like $5 for to get it there. Almost no head. It poured with almost no carbonation to it until the beer was pretty well settled in the cup. Then the head kind of appeared out of nowhere, which is kind of strange. On the nose, I get no blueberry, but I do get a lot of coffee, some bourbon, and a little bit of chocolate. You can definitely smell that it's been aged in a barrel, but the coffee is a little bit more prevalent than the bourbon notes.
Any maple?
None at all. It's kind of upsetting. It's kind of what I was hoping for. But
I mean, I figured of all of the smells to overpower, the strong coffee aroma, maybe maple would sneak in there. But
yeah, and it seems like the coffee is blended a lot with the bourbon to give it more of a bourbony coffee smell, not coffin. That would be definitely a lot different.
That sounds like a burial beer name. Bourbon coffin in the morning.
You know what? Burial. I like this name. I hope you're listening. And I hope you make a
bourbon coffin.
Yeah.
No, it'd be like
this.
An existential coffee bourbon.
Oh, that's right, with their naming convention.
Death Wish.
If I become a billionaire, I'm buying Burial and making them name their beers similar names.
Yeah, Todd's gonna buy it. It's gonna be like Beer 1.
Yeah, this is Beer A. Go.
Oh man.
All right, let's taste this beer and see if we can get any of that maple syrup or that blueberry flavor. That is a thick beer. Ooh, it's really good. So everything that you didn't get on the nose, you get on the mouth. So a lot of blueberry, a lot of maple syrup. It tastes like a pancake with blueberry compote on it with maple syrup. Not a blueberry pancake, but like a normal pancake, like that blueberry compote maple syrup mixture. That's what this tastes like. With a nice little bit of coffee, no bourbon burn. The bourbon's kind of more on the nose, which is nice. It's like drinking maple syrup. This thing is thick with like 47 C's. Oh, this is delicious. Like I get a little bit of chocolate notes in the back end as kind of like a finishing flavor, and it blends very well with, I guess, like the bourbon kind of comes through on the back end, but there's no burn. There's nothing like that. This is, I can say that my favorite thing about Treehouse is their stouts. I think that's safe to say. Everybody's kind of caught up with them as far as the IPA game goes, but their stouts are still incredible. That's
surprising to me. I mean, I still know them almost exclusively as like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to get an IPA. It's like, how do you not get an IPA when you go to Treehouse? But sounds like I've just been too focused on that, and I should try some of their other stuff.
Well, I think that for forever they've always been known as the IPA brewery. I mean, they're the ones who they didn't make New England IPAs, but they made New England IPAs what they are today. They led that forefront of the very hazy, very juicy, basically fruit flavored IPAs that we all love. But their stouts have low key been delicious for years. I mean, the single shot, double shot bottles that we used to get back in the day were incredible.
Oh yeah, their stouts have always been like top tier. But yeah, I mean, Obert's right. Like, you think about it, you think of the big four that they have all the time, all IPAs. Yeah. It's just like, and then of course there's Very Hazy, which is like one of my all time favorite beers is Very Hazy. And it's
fun fact, I did buy a 4-pack of Very Hazy.
See, and the fact that you can get a 4-pack is bananas to me right now. Like,
I could have bought. Not only could I have bought a 4-pack, I could have bought a case of very hazy.
God damn it! Oh man, I wish I was there so bad right now. But their stouts are extremely good though, extremely good.
And now that they've gotten more into like their coffee side, because they have a coffee like area of their brewery now, where you can go and buy coffee, and you can actually buy bags of beans to go and stuff like that. They've gotten a lot more unique with their coffee mixing and matching in their beers, and it's brought their game to a different level. I would not buy any of their coffee beans just because they're kind of pricey.
Shocker.
Yeah. Surprise! They're $35 for a pound of beans.
Oh my
which
God!
Oh my
insane.
God! That's insane.
I was gonna say, if Ted's talking about a beverage being expensive, it's got to be.
Yeah, it's not. I've had their coffee. It's good. It's not that good. Like if you have a local coffee shop that does like their own like bean roasting, it's the same thing. But it has really upped their stout game, and this is definitely a good sign of that. This thing, I mean, let's see what else they wrote on here about this beer. It pours like syrup into the glass and carries tasting notes of chocolate-covered blueberries, maple bourbon candy, and oaky vanilla cream. It is the result of focused collaboration among our barrel aging and coffee teams, a singular expression of their efforts culminating in a beverage far greater than the sum of its parts. We hope you can enjoy it in good company and in good health.
Well, does it match? Does what you're tasting match that description?
Yeah, I don't know if I get any vanilla cream or oaky vanilla cream, but I definitely get like the blueberries and the maple bourbon. I don't know what a maple bourbon candy is. I've never had that, but I get, like I said, I taste a lot more of the blueberry compote maple syrup mix with like a nice oaky finish with a little bit of chocolate on the back end too. It's a good beer, and it is incredibly thick. I feel like if I poured this glass to the side, it would just like, it might dribble out and like stop halfway down because it like froze. Really good beer. I'm really happy that I spent the $10 on this, and as the bottle said, I am enjoying it in good company. So that's a bonus. I wish you guys were here to try it.
Yeah,
It's true.
you have to save some.
Drinking with friends.
Listen, if I become a billionaire, I'll go up. I'll buy Treehouse, and then I'll bring you guys
send
some
your
Treehouse.
private jet. Send your private jet over. I'll fly back.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I could just fly you to me. We can just go drink it there.
Exactly.
Perfect. I'll be poor by the time we leave Treehouse, just based on their pricing alone. I'll run out of billions of dollars in one trip.
Well, it depends how much coffee you buy.
That's true.
Right, like 14 pounds, you're done.
I'm gonna give this beer. I'm gonna give it a 4 or 5. This is really good. It's excellent. Kind of wish it was a bigger bottle, just so I can enjoy a little bit more of it. But I will savor what I have.
That's always a good sign when you have a nice heavy beer like that, and you're like, my only complaint is I wish there was more.
Yeah, my other complaint is that they don't tell me what the ABV is on the bottle. But yeah, so when I was up there on Friday, I did not order a single IPA from the bar. You're only allowed 2 pours anyways, but I got both stouts. I got stouts both times.
Nice.
And were they as good as this one?
The ones I had up there were actually, one of them was incredible. It was a monochrome with like pink bourbon coffee. It was fantastic. I've never had a bourbon coffee stout quite like that, and that was good. If they would have had that in a bottle, I would have bought that, and I would have paid the $18 for that. That was incredible.
Nice.
All right, so Blueberry Brunch by Treehouse has 640 ratings on Untappd.
Can you tell me what the ABV is?
I can't.
All right.
Because it's not here. It's not, unless it's 0% ABV, which doesn't seem right.
All right, so 640 check-ins, that's it.
That's all I see.
Oh, this is going to skew very high then, because Treehouse naturally is high. 600, so it must be a new beer. Really new. Unless I'm the only idiot who drank it so early.
Yep, you're the only one. 0 check-ins on Untappd. It's weird.
I'm going to say, I think it's going to be somewhere around me. So I'm going to guess 4.52.
It's one of the only times you can guess a 4.52 and only be off by 0.1. It's a 4.42, but still very high.
It's really high.
Very high.
0.1. It's still... I was thinking about going below the 4.5, just thinking maybe somebody had it and they didn't like it.
One person. I'm sure there's got to be there's got to be a quarter rating in here, right? Nope, never mind. I'm just kidding.
What's the lowest rating? It's probably like a 4.
1.5 rating. There you go.
I'm allergic to blueberries.
I'm allergic to blueberries and brunch.
I hate brunch.
Yeah, it's strictly I hate brunch.
The breakfast or is it lunch? Make up its mind.
All right, that sounded good. And as our listeners may or may not have guessed, depending on what the title of this episode ends up being, I also have a Treehouse beer.
What? Oh my goodness!
Insane.
Yeah, so I guess we weren't done talking about them after all.
Oh, don't worry. I've got an interesting. I'm gonna break the fourth wall of Treehouse by the end of this.
Okay, good.
Oh no,
can't wait.
We're gonna be in a treehouse, talking about treehouse, drinking treehouse.
Dun dun dun
dun dun dun. We're gonna build a treehouse out of our treehouse cans. It's gonna be a treehouse talking about treehouse.
We're just gonna rename the podcast Treehouse.
We're gonna put a treehouse made of treehouse cans on the treehouse grounds, drinking treehouse, talking about treehouse. Treehouse can, treehouse, on treehouse.
It's too much
Drinking
treehouse.
Treehouse with treehouse.
It's too much treehouse.
This podcast now brought to you by Treehouse.
We're just a Treehouse podcast.
Well, we've renamed ourselves to Treehouse with Friends. Treehousing with Friends.
We don't even care about your friendship.
Now.
We don't care about your friendship. We're just Treehouse.
Interesting. But I'm here for it. It can't even be like the Treehouse Beer Club.
No.
Now we have to talk about how we put a floor on a tree to build the base of the treehouse.
Yeah, I think you probably want like 1x4s. I don't know. I'm not a lumberologist. Okay, I'm back with my beer. This is a new Treehouse beer to me. We try and always bring new beers on the podcast when we can. Very shiny. I gotta thank my dad for mailing me some delicious Treehouse beer. It's really the only way to get it around here. This is a amped up style. One of the first IPA I ever bought from Treehouse. This is their Doppelganger, which is, I think, the triple IPA version of Doppelganger. I don't know.
Which is weird because Doppelganger's already a double IPA.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe I need to ask somebody who's...
Doppelganger is the double IPA version of Alter Ego.
Yep.
Right. So maybe our listeners are as ignorant of Treehouse naming and beers as I am.
Oh, don't worry. I don't understand it either.
Because
Alter Ego's the only one that has a different name for their double IPA.
Okay. Because it seems like all of their, like you call them the big four, right? Which is, name them off for me.
Julius, Haze, Green, Alter Ego.
Okay, so that's like kind of their four mainstay IPAs, right? And now they have like, so I've seen like, and I had the other day like the very green, and then like it sounds like there's like the King. Well, there's also like, so then there's King Julius, and then Julius, and then there's like King Julius.
Right, and there's also Queen Julius.
Oh my God!
And
there's a whole. So there's no monarchy. So
and
what does this all mean?
Now there's Greater Green, which I just bought. I haven't had it yet, but I don't know. They forgot G's and they just made Greater Green. I have no freaking idea. Listen, if I understood their naming conventions, I would tell you. But
so I was hoping that you could share some insight with our listeners and myself. But it sounds like even as someone who's relatively familiar with their products, all you can really say is this is more doppelganger-y than Doppelganger.
Yeah, well, all I know is like King Julius is the double version of Julius. Doppelganger's the double version of Alter Ego. Very Hazy's the double version of Haze. And Very Green is the double version of Green. I don't know what the Julius is and the Greens and all. I don't know. I don't know why it's a. You know what? When I become a billionaire and I buy Treehouse, I'm renaming everything. They're all gonna.
It all makes sense.
We're going to a simple naming convention.
Beer 1, beer 2, beer 3.
We can keep Julius, but you know what? The double version of Julius is gonna be double Julius.
That's crazy talk. Well, I was gonna say because it's not that simple. Why don't I just read from the side of the can and let it explain it to us? Because maybe it'll do a good job.
They always tell a story.
Yeah, Doppelganger is an extreme expression of Doppelganger, our family of hoppy beers, dry hopped with Mosaic and Amarillo hops atop the King Julius base. And then it says, we utilize a massive dose of hops here and draw upon our Find the Limit series to impart novel hop notes and derived from the most cutting-edge hop products. Then it has some tasting stuff. It says tropical fruit, fresh citrus, and stone fruit. Aggressive, but maintains the drinkability you have come to love from our beer. Real inside baseball talk on this can. You know, you really got to be totally familiar with their products to really pick up what they're putting down.
Right.
But Let's see. I'm sure I'll enjoy it either way.
Probably not. Probably bad.
Yeah. You should
Sounded
just
bad.
not. You should just not drink it and send it to me and Chris.
Maybe a generous 3 is what I'll give it.
I do know that the way that they brew their beers are interesting. They use like the hop liquid versus
Hop oil.
Yeah, it's like a can instead of like hops. It's not like pellets. It's a can. It's very strange.
Yeah, there's a hop farm around here that's one of the pioneers of the hop oil, and seems to be, a way to get more and more hop concentrate in, I think.
Interesting.
Which seems like one of the secrets to the success of Treehouse. You know what? And there's another secret, and that's fitting an entire 16-ounce beer in a Treehouse glass.
You gotta get one of these glasses, dude.
Yeah, I don't live there, so I can't just go to Treehouse to get a nice fancy glass.
It comes with a bigger beer. Now I have 2 of them.
But okay, well, I'll pour the rest in as I make some room. But yeah, you crack that sucker open, and all you can smell, the whole house smells like hops now. It smells like I have a Yankee Candle that's just Treehouse beer. They should make one of those.
I'm sure they do. In fact, I think I bought a Treehouse Candle in the past.
That's awesome. But yeah, super, super hoppy. What I come to expect from Treehouse, but let's see if it tastes as good as it smells. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Woo.
Yep, it's Treehouse IPA, all right. Ooh, yeah. It's like they somehow pack twice as much hoppiness in. It's not like, and I've said before, I'm not like a triple IPA guy. Like 100 IBU stuff turns me off. Like sometimes you get these 11% super bitter IPAs that are just too much for me. This is really good. And it somehow manages to be incredibly hoppy without tripping over its feet in a way. I wish I could talk all the Treehouse lingo and say this tastes like a hybrid between Queen Julius's second cousin mixed with an alter ego, with a reduction of very green, or on a bed of very greens. But I don't know it that well. And if you are lucky enough to know that much about Treehouse, I'm jealous. But let's see. Let's look at these tasting notes. Tropical fruits, sure. Stone fruit. I don't get a ton of stone fruit. It's honestly more hoppy than fruity, even though it is going for that tropical style that you get so often with there's just too much hop to hide all that. It's just so hop forward. There's not much else to the beer, to be honest. Like, whatever they're using as a base malt, really it's just there to just transport those hops all over your palate. I like it though. I think I'm there with you, Ted. Yeah, this is a 4.5. Yeah, it's 4.5. Nice. I struggled for a little bit, but I don't even have we didn't talk about the Candon date on this. I'm going to assume it's pretty fresh because it's really good. And it can't be more than, 60 days or so old because it's just...
it's got to be on the bottom of the can, right?
No, nothing on the bottom, unfortunately.
But a Treehouse has you might have a counterfeit Treehouse.
Maybe.
I don't know a single beer that they've never stamped something on the bottom of that.
Nope, it's completely blank. So maybe I got some bootleg Treehouse. Fell off a truck, you know what I mean? But okay, so how many check-ins do we have for the Apple Ganger?
So 3 Ds and 3 Rs, correct?
You got it.
Okay. So there are 2,186 ratings.
Okay. Yeah, so this is quite a bit more than Ted's had, but still not like, 5-digit tens of thousands here. But kind of like Ted was saying, I am having a hard time picturing people checking this in under a 4, even under a 4.25. It's like, what other beers are you drinking?
Right.
We're not giving this that high. And yeah, I really enjoy it. I think, again, it's like, I think the thing about it is you go to Treehouse, you're going to get all the Treehouse beers, right? They make it easier for you to get 24 beers and 8 of them are different Treehouse beers. So there will be some comparing, right? Because you can buy like the pre-made mix and match case, right? You know what I'm talking about or no?
I think during COVID times they were doing that. They were doing the pre-packaged stuff. I don't know if they do that anymore though. I think it's kind of since COVID's gone forever.
Right. We found the cure.
We cured COVID. I think
we've eradicated COVID.
I think it's back to just whatever you want now.
Okay. Yeah. Because that was my last experience was you went and they were like, hey, we have these 24 beers and
this
you get
is what you want.
2 of each of them.
Yeah.
But okay. So maybe I made all that up. Anyway, back to my rating. I'm going to go with 4.42.
So you're close, but the same like me, you guessed too low where I guessed too high. So it's a 4.54.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Treehouse is
That's crazy.
different. They're just built different.
You can't just buy 2 beers. Like, you have to buy them in 4-packs now, which is annoying. Bullshit, because you have to buy it all online. And they don't come with 4-pack like clips on them. They literally pull them out, individually and stick them in a box. But you can't buy 2-packs. It's annoying because I would love to go there and just buy 2 of like a lot of different beers. But instead, I have to spend $20 or $24 on a 4-pack where I'm like, you've now taken away me trying more of your beer because I can't afford to try 17 beers.
Gotta hit that Powerball.
I mean, we already did, probably.
Right, yeah. All right. So, Chris, what do you got for us this week?
Well, you won't believe it.
What fun and exciting brewery are you bringing to the podcast?
I know. Well, not only is it fun and exciting, it's old. So lo and behold, I actually have exactly. Yes, it's definitely going to be a kind of scenario. This is one of the oldest beers I have in my entire house. But since you guys both brought Treehouse, I figured it would only be right to follow suit. With the oldest Treehouse,
renumber this to 250.
Yeah, I know.
Episode 250.
Yeah, right. With one of the oldest beers I have in my house, an Old Man from way back when, which is a Treehouse beer.
Take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
I think that's what they named what the song.
Was it really?
After. Yeah, I think the song was written after Old Man, the Treehouse beer.
The beer.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But it is an extra special bitter, and you heard I'm sure, it's from 8/19/2016, so this is over 6 years old. So listen, it's a staple. This beer has lived in 3 different states and 4 different houses. So like.
And ESBs are not normally beers that you want to age.
Well, this one I did. You're on
an ESB kick, huh?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm hello, governor. In tribute to the Queen. That's what this is all about.
The Queen Julius.
Anyways,
obviously.
Yeah, this beer was brewed on her 18th birthday.
Probably, yeah. Definitely a thing. Yep, that's definitely how this beer is older than both my sons. So
combined.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So here we go. The oldest old man, the oldest of men.
You're taking some risks.
I'm afraid
this beer's like 86 in beer years.
You may like throw up.
Let's see.
Still carbonated.
It's impressive. Considering that all their beers say store cold, drink fresh.
I mean, okay, so that's one thing. This thing has lived in my fridge.
It has been stored cold.
It's $1,000 beer. If you take all the energy it's taken to keep this thing cold. I'm not gonna lie, it does not smell great. Does not smell great out of the can. So let's see. Oh boy. Oh god.
I mean, do ESBs smell great out of the can anyways? Pulling back the kimono here for a second, how does that compare to the smell of your beer that you had on the pregame?
I mean, to be fair, I didn't smell that one out of the can, but I can tell you overall, this smells a lot worse. So, now mind you, I have had fresh Old Man, and I did enjoy it. Now 6-year-old Old Man, I don't know about that. So here it is. It's very dark. I don't remember it being dark, but hey, who knows? It's been a long time.
But it looks kind of cloudy.
I'm not gonna lie, it does not smell good. Does not smell good. It just does not. Listen. This is definitely a Face Your Beers. This is a Face Your Beers. Definitely Face Your Beers. The head's gone. It definitely has like a sharp smell to it, which is generally bad. I think it's safe to say. So here we go. Let's see if this Treehouse beer holds up after 6 years. Probably won't. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, and he passed out.
Ooh. All right. The podcast is now officially Drinking Alone with Friends. R.I.P. This is in memoriam, dedicated to Chris, former co-host who's dead.
Ooh.
He hardly got to drink all of his beers.
Oh, okay.
Let this be a lesson to you kids.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently this is not a beer you're supposed to hold on to for 6 years. It is very sharp on the front. And then it gets like almost sickeningly sweet in the middle, which I don't know if I was expecting. I don't get a lot of bitter. I guess if you don't like bitter, I guess that's fine. But it's making my stomach turn a little bit. Definitely lost a lot. I don't know if it funked up. I don't know what it is. I can't I can't put my finger on it, but it tastes like the malt on the back is so just gross and sweet, and there's no bitterness really at all. It leaves you with a little bit of dry mouth, but like it's not at all good. It hits you really hard, really sharp in the front, and then like just kind of falls apart altogether. Sweetness, maltiness, grossness, no bitter on the back end. Like it's just it definitely something turned in this, and I'm not happy about it. I should expected
pour the beer back into the can.
Yep.
Bring it to the brewery. Demand a refund.
Yeah, this is bad. How did you sell this to me 6 years ago? I'm trying to like find if like because like this is now clouding my memory of Old Man. As I remember this beer fondly, I was like, oh, this is a solid ESB, but no.
Let this be a warning.
To be fair, it was so long ago that you drank it. You probably already had a pretty cloudy memory.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, this is honestly a beer I don't know if I'm gonna finish, and that does not happen very often. Wow. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. It's bad. I mean, it's just bad. Just bad beer. Don't do this. Don't do this to yourself, guys. Don't do this to yourself.
Remember, if the can says store cold, drink fresh.
Does it say it on here? Hold on. Let's see. Am I pregnant or nursing? Keep cold, enjoy fresh. Yep, it says it right there. Yep, you're right. You're right, Todd. You're right.
I mean, even my bourbon barrel-aged stout says keep cold, enjoy fresh.
Well,
I guess it's kind of their motto.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let me be a lesson to you that you should listen to Treehouse, because this is not good. Treehouse, if you're listening, I will accept cases of beer in
make better beer. God.
Yeah, God. They don't call you Better Stony Creek for nothing. Okay, so anyways, not great. This particular beer, I'm going to give a 0.5. I'm still holding the 0.25 only for the Chilada because that was disgusting as well. 0.5.
So you'd rather drink this than the Chilada?
I'd rather die.
I mean, if you had to pick one to drink.
If I had to pick one to drink, I'd probably drink this only because I really don't like tomato. Or Chiladas.
And then do you save the 0 for mixing this with a chilada, so you have to drink 32 ounces?
Oh my God.
I would double die.
That would finally be the way to probably get Chris to throw up live on the podcast.
Yeah, like I honestly, so. I don't know if I'm gonna have another sip. I may have one or two more sips of this beer, but I don't think I'm gonna finish it.
But I'm gonna have one or two more sips, but I'm not gonna enjoy it.
I'm gonna hold on to hope that maybe this 6 years was worth it.
The best part is.
Honestly, the top quarter inch is terrible, but once you get through that, the rest tastes good.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, did you pour the whole can in there? Is there still some left in the can?
No. The whole can's in it.
What listeners don't see is that you literally sit 6 inches from a beer fridge. So, listeners, when he says he's going to take one or two more sips, this is in lieu of reaching over without having to lean to the left at all and get a new beer.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Well, I have it up on Untappd.
Okay.
And you have checked this one in before. That's right. And you checked it in on August 8th, 2017, and your caption is almost a year. Whoops, still not bad. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
You really did this to yourself.
Yeah. I know. Here it goes. See, look, I'm drinking it again.
But okay, there are 18,480 check-ins on Untappd.
18,000?
480.
Jesus. All right. Honestly, that sip wasn't as bad as I thought. Wasn't as bad as the first couple sips. So maybe
it's the whole top quarter inch thing. There's something to it.
I mean, it's still not good. It's leaving me with a bad taste in the back of my mouth. But anyways, 18,980.
For science, I think you have to finish it.
We'll see how that goes. So ESBs aren't everybody's favorite. I know that already. I remember this beer fondly. Maybe not like the best. I think I maybe rated it a 4 when I first had it. Maybe a 4.25. It has the hop pipe from being a Treehouse beer, obviously. But it is an undesired style. I'm gonna say 18,000 is a lot of check-ins. I'm gonna say 3.83. I think it's gonna be relatively low for a Treehouse beer.
You are tonight's winner with a 3.76. There you go, 0.06 off.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I really thought that the hot pipe was going to get you. I really did.
I almost went higher. I recalibrated myself. I don't know how I did it. I reached out to the beer gods.
Yeah, so you were right, though. The first time you checked it in, September 11th, 2016.
Never forget.
Definitely not the hot bomb I'm used to, but solid, classic Chris, ... at the end. 4.0. Oh,
There you go.
Checked it in as a 4, and then again almost a year later, still not bad. 4.0 again.
There we go. Look at this. This is not a 4.0.
Still drinking it though.
Yeah, I think it's at least a 0.75 if you're able to take more sips.
No, now that I'm like, maybe it's just like I'm punishing myself now, but like maybe I was a little rough on it with a 0.5, but still not good. Still not good. But I am.
End of this podcast can be it's the best beer I've ever had.
Yeah, it's great. It's spectacular. But I am the treehouse master of the podcast. I think that's I get the treehouse made out of treehouse in the treehouse on the treehouse.
Oh wait, nobody told me that this treehouse was made out of treehouse.
Oh no, yeah, you missed it. You were getting your beer, I think.
Getting my beer.
Yeah. It's a treehouse made out of treehouse cans on a tree on treehouse.
Right.
While we talk about treehouse, drinking treehouse. That's the layers.
Inside of a bigger treehouse.
It's
trees on trees on trees on trees.
Okay. It's like Inception except with treehouse.
So
if you need now I'm on board.
Yeah, there you go.
So I did say that I would ruin the fourth wall of treehouse before we move on here.
You did hint at that at the beginning of our show.
So while sitting at treehouse, in a treehouse, drinking a treehouse, thinking about treehouse, I came to the epiphany about treehouse that I figured out what I don't like about their brewery. So the beer's good.
You've already mentioned 3 things you don't like about the brewery tonight.
So I think I finally nailed it down exactly what I don't like. And I should preface this by saying they have a beautiful piece of property. They have an awesome building. It's set up very well. You could tell it's made to kind of do what they need to do, which is get people in, have them buy cans, and get the fuck out. It's essentially their entire business model. It's always been their business model. But that's also, because it's their business model, that's their greatest downfall, is that they don't have any personality when it comes to being a brewery. You go there, you can buy, so on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, you can only buy 2 pours. And you have to pre-buy them ahead of time. So you go onto you can only buy them online. So you can't even buy them in person. So you have to buy them on an app on a website on your phone. Show the phone to the bartender, who then takes the wristband that you were given to even get in the building and puts a little X on it to basically say you've had 1 beer. It's a very sterile transaction. You don't tip. You don't really interact with the bartender. It's kind of like being in the line for the soup Nazi from Seinfeld, where you just kind of move down the line. There's no interaction. There's no, I can't think of another brewery where you go to and you don't have a conversation with the bartenders. You're not sitting around and kind of enjoying the ambiance that is the brewery and the people who bring, the workers at the brewery who bring the personality to the place. It's lacking. It's very sterile. It's not, I wouldn't consider it a brewery. It's more of like a beer factory, which is exactly what they designed it to be. But right. It's not a brewery. It doesn't have like that like community feel, if that makes any sense.
So if I gave you $920.6 million after taxes, hypothetically, or let's just say, the keys to the Treehouse Brewery, and you were put in charge tomorrow, what would you do to make Treehouse a place where everybody knows your name?
Well, so like if you go even to like Trillium, which I think all 3 of us have been to Trillium, correct?
Yeah.
So Trillium is very much, it's different. I mean, Trillium is just as big as Treehouse, just as many locations. They produce similar quality beers. But when you go to Treehouse, you talk to the bartender. You're sitting around in the brewery. Like there's no limits to how many beers you can get.
At Trillium.
Yeah. You don't have to pre-buy your beer. You don't have to pre-buy your drink tickets online. You go up to the bar, you talk to the bartender, you ask them a few questions. They'll give you a few samples if you want to try, like you're trying to figure out what you want. You give them your credit card and they swipe it and they'll say, hey, you want to leave it open? You want to close it? Like any other bar/brewery on the planet.
So you're just saying you want to make it normal.
Yeah, that's the first thing I would do is just get rid of that whole bullshit and then make me be able to buy more than, I want to be able to buy 1 beer at a time, like to go. We have the technology.
So in other words, you're saying make Treehouse more like Stony Creek.
Yes. Yes,
All right, well, you heard it here first, folks.
I just feel like their brewery lacks
personality.
Personality is not even the word too, because it has like an ambiance to it. But yes, it lacks it lacks a hominess.
Right. Well,
there's no like trivia night on Wednesday, live music on Friday, like happy hour on.
And they had a musician
Tuesday,
outside.
Like, oh really?
Unlicensed. He wasn't supposed to be there. They chased him off.
Yeah, they kicked him out. He didn't have a wristband.
He was great, but it's not the same. That's it's missing.
Well, like you said, it's all about them. People, they just want to get traffic through. Get people in, get people out.
They're a beer factory. They're not a brewery.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is because they're so huge. I mean, right? Like even Trillium, we know they're amazing, very good, on par even with Treehouse. But like for some reason, like they're not held in as high a regard. Like you can't dispute it. It's just Treehouse is the grand poobah of beer in the Northeast. And we could all name breweries that we prefer more, but like Treehouse is just Treehouse. And they're damned worth it, right? Like
the cans speak for themselves. Yeah, they don't need you to go to the brewery.
Right. They don't. They truthfully do not care if you have a good time at their brewery. Because I mean, last time I went there, it was the same thing. Not quite the same thing. It seems like it's a little bit more crazy now. But like even so, it was like you go up, you buy 1 or 2 pours, and that was it. Like that's all you can get. You can't get more. And then like even like buying cans and stuff like. But yeah, it was like all very process oriented. It's like, okay, what do you want? You pick it out before you get there. You don't ask for you don't get like little tasters or anything. You just boom, you get a half pour, a full pour, or 2 half pours, and you're on your way. Like that's it. So it's like I don't know. I mean, still amazing beer, obviously. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. It's definitely not what like when we go to breweries and we like to talk to the brewer and we like to talk. And like me, I always make and I probably drive people crazy, but like whenever I get a flight board, I'm always like pick the last one. I don't care what it is. Put it on the flight board. You can't do that at Treehouse, right? So I always like to brew like bartender's choice, whatever it is. I like it. They might hate it. I like it.
It's very cold and stale, I guess is kind of
right. I can see that. Yeah,
it's not friendly.
Feels like you're like sheep in a slaughterhouse, just like being fed through the stocks. Like, okay, go through these lines to get to the person who's going to do the thing, and then you leave. Like
exactly, like the entire process of going through Treehouse, like going there, ordering your beer, getting beers to drink, 2 of them, and then getting out. It feels to me like it's like a 30-minute, 45-minute process. Like you're in, you got your 2 beers, you've got your to-go beer, now leave. It's not like hey, sit down, enjoy yourself, relax in this multi-million-dollar building we built.
Would you like a $7 cup of coffee to go with your beer? Like none of that.
Right. It's like get in and get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait till you check those Powerball numbers, Tud, and are able to make Treehouse the brewery of your dreams and relocate our podcast to a live studio surrounded by aluminum in a tree just over the Massachusetts border.
This is how I become the supervillain. Brewery 1 is Treehouse.
Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. Well, before we go to the handles, we're gonna do something we haven't done, I think, in a little bit too long, and that's introduce a new segment.
It has been quite some time. Yes.
Tud, king of the segments. Yeah. Came in.
Tud, segment king to this.
Segment king came in and said, "You know what we need to do? We have segments. 3 guys. We have some knowledge.
2 more guys. We can open a burger joint."
Yep.
3 very opinionated guys who like to sit around and drink beer, and
we do this.
Since I still have about a half beer left, Chris has pretty much 3/4 of a beer left. I don't know what Albert's at.
About a half beer. I'm working on it. This thing's gonna be gone. Listen, I'm determined to only let the Chilada win.
So I said, let's do some barstool banter, and let's do a draft where we're gonna.
Okay.
The 3 of us are gonna do a draft.
It is drafty in here. It's cold. I gotta close up the windows. Or is that not what you mean?
No, not like that. You probably should have your windows closed. It's very cold there.
Very warm here.
Yeah, Chris probably should have his windows
open. So different.
So we're gonna do a draft, and the draft order will be set by how close we were to being the man of the people. So that means that Chris will be first.
I think we should do snake draft.
Yeah, no, that's what we're going to do snake draft, but Chris gets...
Okay.
Chris gets spot 1. I would get spot 2, and Obert, you'll get spot 3. And the topic of the draft is going to be determined by the man of the people. And I think this could be a reoccurring segment of ours. Let's see how this goes.
How many rounds?
We're going to do a 5-round draft.
Okay, and then whoever has like the best team drafted at the end
is going to be decided by your votes.
Yeah,
I like this.
Also, Chris wins.
So, man of the people.
The one, the only.
What are we drafting?
Yeah,
the only. That's
what's
me.
the topic?
Man, there's so many. Like I thought of.
It could literally be anything.
Huh?
It could literally be anything.
I know. First of its kind.
Paint
English monarchs. No. No. So I've been thinking of a few things, and like I have a couple ideas. I think some of them are going to be really good. Maybe for future or drunker episodes.
I think you should pick one of the good topics now.
One of the good topics? Oh damn.
No, do it. Let's do a mediocre one. I really want to do a bad one.
This is the lead off segment.
The first time we're ever doing this, Chris is like, I'm gonna save the top 6 I have.
Favorite.
Let's come up with the top 15 draft ideas. That's our first one.
Favorite
a draft of drafts. I like that. It's not bad.
Draft of the drafts. Favorite bread types. There you go. No. Let's see. We need a deep pool. Being a Twitch streamer, I immediately thought video games. But you know what? I think if we're gonna go big or go home for the first one, I think we do bands. A snake draft of bands, which I hope I know 15. I hope I know 5 bands.
Chris is like, I know 15 bands.
Best bands or worst bands?
Best bands. You can't start off with the worst bands of all time.
I think worst band sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I don't think I could quantify worst bands like that way.
Yeah, that's tough.
Be a tough one.
All right. So
but okay, so let's come up with the best 15 bands.
The best 15 bands.
Best 5 bands that you can come up with that nobody else has on their board.
Right.
Oh no! I want to steal y'all's bands.
That's what I mean.
That's my.
I'm saying
that's my goal. That's my goal is to steal y'all's bands. All right, so I'm going with here we go. First overall pick, a band. Okay, I want to clarify. This is groups of people, not one singular person.
It's your draft.
Yes. So like, no offense, King of Pop, Michael Jackson, you're not allowed. Is only you though? No, I'm just. All right, so I'm going.
No, so Bruce Springsteen, no. But once you throw the E Street Band in, you're good.
Yes, you have to say the whole thing. Yes,
it's a good distinction right there.
Yes. Eric Clapton, no. Any of his other bands, yes. Okay, we're good. All right, so I'm gonna go number one overall, the first ever pick, and this is actually a band that I don't even enjoy that much, but I know their importance. Okay, I'm taking the Beatles number 1.
Figured you would.
Yeah.
For number,
it's a good. If you're like a stone man, Stone Age caveman guy who likes rock and roll music, sure, go for it.
I wanna hold your hand. There we go. I'm gonna sing every single one. So there you go.
I will go pick number 2, and I will go Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that was the call to make there, I think. I'm going to go back to back. I think we're showing our bias a little bit.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yes. We are. Yes. Go ahead and say what I think you're going to say. Get it over with.
Yeah. No, I know. But I'm going to say I have my first pick. I'm trying to lock down number 2, but
it's a tough one. And like, mind you, I picked this knowing Tud has probably the best musical brain out of all of us. So
he does.
I know this about
I'm ready to go. No matter which way
he's already got 5. He's already got 5.
I'm zigged and zagged.
Yeah. I'm doing Metallica and the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Wait, okay. So which pick is number 1? Which pick's number 2? Because listen,
I said him in the correct order.
So that's a good value pick. Rolling Stones at number 2. I'm just.
That is true. So that's a good pick. I am going to go. Ooh, do I do this to screw Chris?
I mean, for $500 million, I'll screw you. It's fine.
I'm going to go Queen.
That is a good one. Some of you may or may not know one of my all-time favorite bands.
It's called Sniper.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so a lot of classic rock. We're playing heavy into the classic rock. We knew we were going to. We're old.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We knew we were going to. We're old. All right, here's one. I'm going a little bit more modern in comparison to what we've been talking about. Started a career of one of the most successful singles artists of all time, probably. I'm taking NSYNC. Hello, have you heard of them at number 2? So probably not, because you guys aren't cool like me.
Who? like SINK?
No, definitely not that. SINK. I feel like it's a ballsy pick. That's a ballsy pick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about it now. Ballsy.
A little bit of a reach.
I don't think so. They kind of like kicked off modern pop music as we know it. So
I mean, I would argue there was
that was the Backstreet
Yeah, I would argue
Boys
there was another band before them.
NSYNC.
No, I mean,
I would argue there was a band before the Backstreet Boys too, with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch's brother.
I mean, you could take them if you want. You want them? I'll punch you in at 3.
New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, New Kids on the Block is your Beatles to my Rolling Stone of NSYNC.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that band that I can't think of the name right now. Very important band.
They got the song that's like
with
the notes.
You think about it.
You know.
So you're taking Hanson. I got it.
I go the NSYNC Hanson 1-2 punch. Oh man. Golly, what the hell's the name of that band? I'm gonna take. Oh man, do I want to take it? Do I want to take it now? I think I can hold. No, screw it. I can't think of anything else. I'm taking the Yardbirds at number my third overall pick.
I'm going to take.
Okay.
I'm going to take Guns N' Roses.
That was in my brain too.
I think Slash brings that home for me. He's my favorite guitarist of all time.
That's fair.
Yeah, definitely on my. It was in my brain.
I'm trying to broaden my base with these next 2 picks, and they are Radiohead and the Grateful Dead.
Ooh, okay. Grateful Dead
For my number 3 and number 4.
Not gonna lie, the Grateful Dead was on my list of like 5th round picks that I didn't think you guys would draft. So that one kind of stings. I'm gonna go Pink Floyd.
Ooh, good pick. Damn it, that's a good pick. I get back to back. Damn, back to back makes it hard, guys. Golly. All right, so
Hey, are duos bands? Like, are Sonny and Cher a band, or is that a name?
I mean, there's more than one of them.
I don't know if I got you, babe. No. I don't know. I mean, I if you said Sonny and Cher at 5, I wouldn't be. I don't think
Disqualified.
You're out. You're out. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna take.
You even named them. Your whole board is out.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna try and go modern again. I'm trying to take not all super old bands, even though they're like the cornerstones of music, which makes sense. All right, I'm gonna go best bands of all time though. Like best bands of all time, I don't know if I even want to put these people in best bands of all time.
I mean, you already put NSYNC as in the best bands of all time, so
I stand by that. I stand by NSYNC as one of the best bands of all time. I don't even like the Beatles personally, and I know their importance on music history. Right? I'm gonna take my 2 obvious choices for 4 and 5. I'm gonna go
Shocked.
4 Rush.
All right, now I'm not shocked anymore.
5 Iron Maiden.
There we go. Yeah, I was saving Rush for last overall pick, but I wanted to put some more variety in,
I wanted to too, but I'm so old. Like,
So
I don't know new stuff. I don't know new music.
So I've got a few different choices I can make here. And either way, whatever I pick here, I'm gonna be upset that I didn't pick something else.
Right,
because I can think of
this is pick 5 for you, right?
Right, I can think of a dozen bands that I would take here.
Last picks.
I'm trying to remember how snake drafts work. It's been a long time.
So I'll just name them, as I'm thinking here. So AC/DC obviously deserves to be maybe picked. So does Nirvana.
See that one? AC/DC, I got you.
I thought about the Foo Fighters just because I want to go a little bit newer with this. If I want to go newer. Prince and the Revolution, which is just Prince's band. I don't know how you don't. Prince is deserving of that. Every day of the week, he deserves to be considered in the best bands of all time. You can't pick Bob Dylan because you can't pick Bruce Springsteen, but you could pick the E Street Band.
You can pick Bruce, but you can't pick. I I would not have even thought about Prince as having a band.
Yeah.
He's just Prince.
Right, yeah, same.
But
CCR and the band, I mean, do they deserve to be on there? Sure.
Clearance in the clear waters.
Like in the Who. I mean, the Who's another one that's not even going to be drafted.
Yep, that's true. Well, who's your fifth pick?
Well,
I'm going to go. There's also the Eagles.
You were thinking, like, see, this. I was not prepared for this draft, and I picked it. Damn it.
Also Van Halen.
Nah, that one I don't. Van Halen's not on my list.
I'm going to go. I will go newer just to give me one. I'll go with the Foo Fighters. Just to give me something new on my list of older bands.
Yeah, and mine is AC/DC. I'm glad you didn't snipe my pick.
I wish Chris would have called this, do a top 5 draft of best bands, but it has to be like a band from like each different decade for the past like 50 years. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, I was going back and forth
That would have been
because like
good.
there's some bands that I enjoy, like just thinking off the top of my head, like Linkin Park. That's a pretty good band.
I thought about
I like My
Soundgarden.
Chemical Romance. I like them.
Pearl Jam wasn't mentioned.
Pearl Jam, yeah. There's a bunch of good ones. It's really hard. I mean, shoot. Do you guys have your list? I can go off mine real.
Okay, now listeners, we're gonna put this up on the Discord. React appropriately to what you think, who you think had the best
Draft.
the best draft. Okay. So listen to the totality. Think in your mind maybe which playlist you would like the best. I don't want to bias you how you want to vote, but think about that. So Chris, what are your 5
All right,
picks?
so I had the Beatles, NSYNC, the Yardbirds, Rush, and Iron Maiden.
And mine was Led Zeppelin, Queen, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, and the Foo Fighters.
It's a really good list.
Mine was Metallica, Rolling Stones, Radiohead, The Grateful Dead, and AC/DC.
Good bands.
That was fun.
Yeah, I like it.
15 of them to be exact.
So many.
This is fun. I think let's do this again. I think hopefully we come across a little more polished in the future when we come up with some of these. But thanks for sticking with the inaugural draft. fans. And if like we're doing this in the future and we're like best president on currency and we like forget George Washington, like hit us up on that Discord. Right. And if you come up with the 5 better bands that none of us have mentioned, put it on the Discord and maybe you'll get more votes than us.
I also want to say, too, if you want to suggest any potential drafts, go to the Discord as well, or write us, send us an email, dawpodcast@gmail.com. But we're open to suggestions because if you want to hear this, it's something content we'd like to give you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, it's time. Frosty Mug of Wisdom time. Take it out of the freezer. Fill it up with wisdom. Scan your barcode on your wrist. Tell you have 15 minutes to leave. It's time. Jordan, take it away.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Test your handle. Mug of Wisdom! Drink. Mug of Wisdom!
Okay, thank you, Jordan. As always, R.I.P. to Jordan's wonderful show. May it always live on in your hearts.
And on YouTube.
Still working on what to say there. And on YouTube. That's right. But Chris, your beer may have been an old man and an old beer, but you got the closest guess tonight. What's your handle?
That's some bullshit.
Look at that. You finished it.
Look at that. I did it.
Oh, sorry.
I did it.
Literally, as he was calling you out, you were chugging it.
I finished it. I finished my beer, my bad beer that I don't like.
There you go. Bump it up to at least a 0.75. But anyway, not what's your handle. You have the mug. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, I have the mug. I'm gonna listen. I know this is unlike me to defer to other people during handle time. Yeah, I know. It's almost like I don't do anything that isn't being old. But I'm gonna let Obert go first this week. I'll graciously step to the side.
So gracious of you. Let's see. This is a handle I wanted to put over a couple weeks ago, but it's cheese. Cheese is my handle this week.
Wait. What? Like all cheese?
No, a specific cheese. You got any cheese enjoyers on the podcast? Chris is like not really a cheese guy.
I do like cheese. I enjoy cheese.
Ted, you like a good sharp cheddar.
I do enjoy cheddar. You know, more cheddar the better.
There's a story behind this cheese, and it involves me hiking up a mountain and then hiking down a mountain and going to a gas station where they sold cheese sticks, and I was like, sure, I'll get one of these cheese sticks. And I'm not kidding you, this was the best cheese stick I've ever had in my entire life. Some of that was because I had hiked up and down a mountain and things always taste better after you do that, but some of it was just because it was the best cheese stick in existence. And that is from the Cheese Bros, and it is their Rhapsody blend. You go to their website, cheesebros.com. They have
Not gonna lie, it's a pretty good name for a company.
It is, right? Out of Wisconsin, so right there, that they're not joking around with their cheese. They're serious.
I mean, not as good as Vermont, but I'll give it to them.
Does Vermont have crazy people running around with cheese on their heads? I don't think so.
No, but Vermont is also known for their cheese. I'm just East Coast biased.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. Wisconsin's got good cheese. Vermont has got good cheese. Nobody's disagreeing with any of that. But having had both delicious Wisconsin cheese and delicious Vermont cheese, I can tell you that in stick form, I've never seen anything come close to touching this. And it is their Rhapsody blend from the Cheese Bros. You can buy it online. You can buy it in a brick. You can buy it in the sticks. If you spend $60, you get free shipping. All it took was one cheese stick, and I was like, I can't find this grocery stores by me. You ever had like a product that was so good, you're like, I got to go home, look this up online and get more? That was my experience with this cheese stick.
How good is this cheese stick?
That good. I'm telling you. It's not cheddar. It's a blend of different cheeses, cheddar being one of them. And when you have like very aged cheddar and it gets those crystals, it's got a little bit of that crystal dryness, and it's the right composition of sweetness and earthiness. And I mean, I'm not a cheese reviewer, I'm a beer reviewer, but it's everything you want in a cheese. And I bought 30 of these cheese sticks, and it's like the best thing that's happened to me. I'm not sick of them at all.
I thought you were going to say, like, I bought like 12 of them. 30.
Well, again, they had that. So you know what? I'll put the link I'll put in the show notes is right to the page where you can buy 30 cheese sticks delivered to your house.
I am looking at all of the cheeses they sell, and they sell a fuck ton of cheese.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And they did a thing where it's like, oh, hey, give us your email. You'll get a free cheese. And then like, let us text you. You'll get a free cheese. So I got 30 cheese sticks and 2 free cheeses.
So this is not the 8-year aged cheddar snack sticks then?
No, they were sold out of those.
I see
They have like, I think they're a little back ordered with the pandemic or whatever, but the Rhapsody blend, I don't know what it is. It's not like one cheese. Like I said, it's a blend, but it blew me away. If you like cheese and you haven't clicked on this URL after me talking about this for a solid 2.5 minutes, I don't know how I can sell this any better to you at this point. But yeah, they do a lot of like freebies and promos and stuff. So give them your email, whatever. They'll throw you some free cheese. Hit me up on the Discord. I'll give you a code for some extra free cheese.
Free cheese.
But yeah, it's so good. I'm gonna have one right after this.
Especially for like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Now I'm gonna blow up the spot here and say how much 30 cheese sticks cost. Which is
it's $2 a stick.
Yeah, it's $60. Whew. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'll try them. I will try them.
Yeah, it's good. I don't think they have like a product finder on their website. This was like, again, random gas station. I found this cheese and it was like, when I was checking out, the girl at the cash register was like, this is the best cheese I've ever had. And I agree with her. So that's 2 people, me and the cash register lady at the Mission Mountain gas station. So you heard it from both of us.
I just signed up for free cheese.
There you go.
My free cheese is waiting for you.
There you go. All right, the first third of this mug is filled up with delicious cheese sticks at the bottom. What's going in the middle third?
I don't know, Tud. What's going in there?
So I'm going to stick with the food theme here, and I'm going to go with some peanut butter cups. So if you guys love peanut butter cups, but the downfall of eating Reese's or any other peanut butter cup is they're slightly unhealthy for you.
Sure.
Right? I mean, that's just general chocolate, peanut butter. Not the best things in the world to be eating, especially if you're trying to get, #TudFit like me. Well, I'm about to change all that for you guys, and I'm going to blow your minds. And it is called Quest. So like the protein powder company, they make a keto friendly peanut butter cup.
Okay.
They are high protein, low carb, gluten free peanut butter cups. They're sold, and I buy them in boxes of 12 for $25, so about $2 a pack, same price as Obert's cheese sticks. And these things are awesome. They are under 1 gram of sugar, 11 grams of protein, and 1 gram of net carbs. They come in at about they're 190 calories for a pack, and 15 grams of fat. Like I said, 11 grams of protein, almost no sugar, and they're really good. They kind of remind me of, you guys ever had Justin peanut butter cups?
I've seen them in the store, but never bought them.
So those are like really high quality peanut butter cups. And so these are very much in that vein where they're not Reese's, so don't freeze them because they don't freeze very well because they're made super high quality.
You learned that the hard way?
Yeah, they freeze extremely hard. I was like, oh, they must taste like a Reese's in the freezer. They do not taste like a Reese's. They're more like a hockey puck once they're frozen. You got to kind of let them thaw back out. But no, these things are delicious. One of these things as like my sweet snack at the end of most days, and it crushes that sweet flavor you want. And because it's made with protein powder, it does have like this. It's the same sweetness as a peanut butter cup, with only less than 1 gram of sugar. So if you're trying to watch your weight, but also want something sweet, I highly recommend these things. You can buy them. You can buy them on Amazon. You can buy them from the Vitamin Shop, which is usually where I buy them from. Just because the Vitamin Shop's right down the road from my house, and it's a lot easier to go there and get them when I run out versus wait for Amazon to deliver them to me. You can buy them at Target, Walmart, Stop and Shop, any Whole Foods, Kroger, you name it. They're all over the place. And it's a good brand. Quest is a reputable protein powder company, so go check them out. Delicious little snack that you don't feel bad about eating, even though you're quite satisfied and your sweet tooth is killed after eating it.
Just keep them out of the freezer. All right. I'm going to check these out. Not going to lie, your last food handle that I can remember, the Just Bear chicken, I tried it recently. It was a hit.
They're good.
So
They're good. I eat those, like I said, I still eat those things every single day for lunch.
well, maybe I'll list my dessert repertoire.
Yeah, check out these peanut butter cups and you won't be sorry.
Okay, so we got cheese on the bottom, peanut butter cups in the middle. What are we topping this mug with?
Oh boy.
Will Chris keep the food theme going?
Listen, if Chris comes up with any handle,
Chris, like, I don't do anything. I don't eat any food.
I've never had food in my life.
No, I used all my candy handles.
Chris hasn't tried a new food in 10 years.
Nope, I haven't.
Chris tried a food 2 weeks ago and he hated it. He hasn't tried new food since.
My handle is I'm done with handles. I retire from handles. That's my handle. So there you go. Boom. Nailed it. Got it in one.
All right. With that, we'd like to thank you all for listening. Thank the breweries who provided today's beers. I will thank Treehouse for their blueberry brunch stout.
I would like to thank Treehouse. Well, I mean, it's not their fault. It's my fault. But for their old man English style bitters, ESB. Extra special bitter, I'm sorry. ESB.
Yeah, I hear you have 6 years to write a thank you note for a beer that you bought from a brewery. So you're still within the window. And I would also like to thank Treehouse for their doppelganger.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you follow the email at DAWFpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure you head over to Discord and join the conversation over there. We ask that you go over there and vote for who had the best draft of the night. So go over there and make your voice heard. Also, suggest some drafts that you think that we should do. And if you would like an extra episode of Drinking Alone with Friends during our bye week, as you will, please head over to Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month, you can get episodes of the pregame. This week, Chris drank another bitters style beer that I think he liked quite a bit more than the beer that he had today.
Yep.
So go head over there if you want to hear about that, and also go head over there if you want to hear about how I plan on taking over the world if and when I win Powerball. So go do that. Laid it all out for you. So if you win Powerball, you can also follow my plan and become a supervillain at the same time. And with that, my name's Ted.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends. Now I gotta start coming up with draft topic ideas.
Drafts are fun.
They are fun.
Yeah. How about top 5 things to be thankful for next week? Next episode.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't know. Top 5
think you have to-
Thanksgiving sides.
I think you have to win first.
Ooh.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's gonna come in and be like, "What's your favorite pumpkin?"
Favorite chord.
Favorite chord. Pumpkin number one.
Yeah, that's definitely the easy first
Easy
pick.
first pick. Oh man.